Hello. If you're new here, my name is Christy. I changed my diet to a high protein, moderate fat, low carb diet in April of 2024. It is currently March 1st, but I'm recording this video for March 2nd. It'll be a what I eat in a day video because I am making myself some overnight oats. I'm not actually using any oats in it. Um, and I want to show you the recipe that I'm using. I have been making oats for the last 3 days. I made a blueberry version, a peanut butter version, and then a strawberry version. Today, I am going to make a maple donut version. So this is really the same basic recipe that I have been using. I have a quarter cup of flaxseed meal. The original recipe calls for a third of a cup of oats or a quarter cup of flaxseed meal, a quarter teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of chia seeds, a tablespoon of hemp hearts, a tablespoon of oat fiber. This is pure fiber. I add it because I like to add a little bit of oat flavor since I'm not actually like adding any oats. And then I have 2 tablespoons of collagen, and I'm going to use this Prodo protein powder to add protein into the mix and to give it some flavor. What I've been using has been a vanilla based protein powder and then like adding other things to kind of add that flavor, but I'm just going to use this as my flavoring today. Okay, and I'm going to get these all mixed together just to kind of give those dry ingredients a head start. As I have made this in the past, it tends to taste a bit like peanut butter, which is very interesting to me. I think it might be from the almond milk, so I'm still going to use the almond milk because I need to use it up. So this is just unsweetened almond milk. I have less than a half cup. The original recipe calls for a half cup of whole milk, but I find that it makes it too thin. So I have less than a half cup. It's a little more than a third of a cup. So somewhere between those two. And then I also need a quarter cup of Greek yogurt. So this is Okios Pro Greek yogurt. It has extra protein in it because of the whey protein powder that they add to it. I know some people find using a scale tedious, but I find it makes it so much easier. Okay, so I'm just going to mix these together and then I'll stick it in my refrigerator and try it tomorrow. So I'll be back. It is quarter till 9. I have to leave here in just a couple of minutes, but I'm making my coffee and I have been, because I have protein powder in my overnight oats, I haven't been adding protein powder to my coffee, but I really don't know what I'm going to be eating today. And like, I kind of feel like I'm going to struggle to get to my protein goal. So with my coffee today, I am also going to add some whey isolate protein powder. But just hopefully I'll be able to get at least close to my protein goal for today. And then I'll have my coffee with 1 cup of Fairlife whole milk and a donut from Conscious Comforts, which is a local bakery in my area that makes gluten-free, sugar-free donuts. I am ready to try my overnight oats, which are like a pretty good consistency, not too thick and not too thin. So I like that. All right, I'm going to try this. Mm, yeah, that's good. I like that. It's just that nice maple flavor, which I would have had maple brown sugar before I changed my diet. Like that would have been my favorite kind of oatmeal. That and apple cinnamon were my 2 favorite ones. So this is really good. It is 11 o'clock, and I'm not quite ready to eat, although I will be making my next meal here in just a little bit. But my son the other day said he misses cereal, and so I found a recipe to make some cereal. It's a very simple recipe. So I'm going to give it a try. It's from Maria Emmerich. I don't remember which cookbook it is from. And it might just be on her website. I'm not sure, but I will link to it in the description below. So it's made with pork rinds. I am using Epic brand baked pork rinds. I find these are just my favorite. I like them the most. And I have kind of crumbled them up into smaller pieces. Like I don't want it to be just dust, but I did break them up a little bit so that it's more like a cereal, although it still is going to be kind of a chunky cereal. I have in my little bowl here 2 tablespoons of coconut oil that I have melted down. The original recipe calls for 4 tablespoons, and I just feel like that's just going to be too much for us. I don't think we're going to like the mouthfeel of it. My daughter is sensitive to fat anyway, and this is going to be kind of a high fat meal because I assume she'll want to try it too. So I'm only using 2 tablespoons. I am going to add to this 2 tablespoons of sweetener. So I use a monk fruit allulose blend and a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, which I gotta open the whole lid to get to this. And then I need a half teaspoon of either vanilla or maple extract. So I'm using vanilla. I'm just gonna eyeball half teaspoon. Okay, and then I'm gonna get these stirred together and just pour them into my 1 ounce of pork rinds. So this is a single serving recipe. And get that all mixed together. And then what you're supposed to do is just cover the bowl and put it in the refrigerator for at least a half an hour before you eat it. So I can kind of see why you would want a little more oil just because like it's going to more thinly coat, I guess, the cereal, but it just seems like I think instead I would rather like use half the amount of oil and maybe use like half the amount of sweetener and half the amount of ground cinnamon to kind of even that out, but maybe it would affect the taste too much. I'm not sure. Okay, but this looks good. I'll cover this. I will try it before I feed it to my kids. It is 11:30. I have to leave in 15 minutes. I have a 8-ounce ribeye and 8-ounce ribeye in my air fryer. I hope it's done in time so that I have time to eat it. I am also having, and I seasoned it with just some salt and pepper. A lot of times I use my truff salt with my beef, and it's really, really delicious. But I added it to my chicken marsala the other day. I don't know. I think it was yesterday, because that chicken marsala just was lacking a bit of flavor. So I added some truff salt, and so I just kind of don't really feel like truff salt today. So just some salt and pepper, and then it only takes like 6 to 8 minutes to cook in my air fryer. So I really like that. I did cut it a little close today though. And then I'm having a big salad. So I have romaine lettuce, some cucumber, and some green pepper. And then I topped it with some fat-free wishbone Italian dressing. This is my favorite Italian dressing. I'm going to start eating this, and then I'll probably have to just eat my steak separately. And hopefully I have time to eat before I leave. It has been about an hour since I put the cereal in the refrigerator. So it is pretty like stuck together. Like you really kind of have to work to get it apart a bit, like using a spoon to get it apart. So I like that. I like that it's like that because then I feel like it's going to be more, I don't know, cereally. So I have just a little bit in my bowl. I don't want to try too much. I'm going to add a little bit of milk. Now, I've never been one to like much milk in my cereal, so I'm just going to add a bit. I'm going to take a couple of bites to try it, and then I'm going to just let it sit for a couple of minutes and then try it again. I want to see how it holds up in the milk. Yeah, that's decent. You still kind of get that like pork rind taste at the end, but initially it's like it really is like a sweet cereal. Okay, we're gonna try it after soaking in milk for a bit. Not too long. Yeah, actually that holds its texture really nicely. It is a little bit softer, but really not much. And what's interesting is it kind of helps the pork rind flavor to not be so strong. Yeah, that's good. It is about 4 o'clock. I did go to the gym today and I did, well, it was full body, but I did lighter arms and heavier legs. So I get 2 heavy arm and 2 heavy leg workouts a week. And then, so on one of the days, it's heavy arms and legs. And then on one day, it's heavy legs, light arms. And another day, it's heavy arms, light legs. So I'm actually working the muscles 3 days a week, but only heavy lifting for each side, arms and legs, twice a week. And then I did core too. So I'm up to 60 pounds on my weighted decline sit ups, which is fantastic. So I feel really, really good. I have to leave here in a little bit, of course, and I'll be gone for the rest of the night. So I'm eating even though I'm not particularly hungry, but I want to make sure that I have some food in me and I'm actually going to take something with me too. So I have some chicken meatballs. These are from Trader Joe's. In one serving, there's 150 calories, which is 4 meatballs, 9 grams of fat, 2 carbs with no added sugars, and then 16 grams of protein. I am going to eat 2 servings of these. A lot of times when I have meatballs like this, I make them into like a meatball bake and I add sauce and cottage cheese and shredded mozzarella, something like that to kind almost like a lasagna, a noodleless lasagna. But my body just did not want that today. And I tried to convince it that it did, but it was like, no, I really don't want that. I just want plain meatballs. So that's what I'm having. I'm going to give these a try and let you know what they taste like. They're decent. I don't like them as much as the Amy Lou brand. I like Amy Lou better. Amy Lou seems to have a little more flavor and they're more moist. These are a bit dry, but they're decent. Like they're good like enough that like I'll be able to eat them. They can be like a fine meal. I just prefer the Amy Lou brand, I think, but I mean, they're okay. So the food that well, and it's not really food, it's drink that I'm going to take with me because it's a little early, like it's 4 o'clock, and I just worry about like getting hungry later and then like maybe not being able to control myself. So I want to be sure that I have something with me that I can have. So I have taken a quarter cup of Fairlife whole milk, just a quarter cup, and I'm going to mix it with this Fit Crunch Chocolate Delight Deluxe protein powder and a bunch of water. So I put the water and the milk in a cup. I heat up the water and the milk, and then I add a serving of this protein powder, and it tastes like hot cocoa. I do add some salt to it because I find that it's just a bit sweet for me. But I add about a quarter teaspoon of salt, and it is so delicious and such a nice thing, like warm, cozy drink to have in the evening. So that's what I'm going to take with me. Whether I drink it or not, we'll just have to see. I mean, I do have a plan for being able to like keep it and I can drink it tomorrow or whatever. But I want to have it with me just in case I need it. I am slightly under maintenance today. And I think what's happening is my body has been telling me that it's time for a deload week, even though it's a little early. I'm not scheduled to do a deload week until next week. But I wanna listen to my body. I haven't listened to my body for a long time, and that has caused me some issues, and I've been really working on listening to my body and what my body needs. So, I am going to start a deload week tomorrow, and we'll just see if that helps because I do find that uh, I'm craving more food, which tells me my body needs more energy. So I, then that means, okay, I just need to be at a maintenance week so it can do that repair work that needs to be done. I ended up with about 1,800, well, 1,900 calories today. My protein is 184, my net carbs are 40, and my fat is 100. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.